What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast, Hitting the Bars. For a second, forgot our name. How's it going, Keltie?
It's going good. It's like, what? You're like, wait, what podcast am I on? I was like, best podcast in the world, I'd say. Like number one ranking.
Absolutely.
Joe Rogan move aside. Call her daddy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what? Like, call her daddy? She signed, what was it, like 150 million with Sirius XM? So, I mean, like, same.
Yeah, same.
I think
same
any day now, I think Barstool is going to come begging. What I think, personally.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's called
manifesting. Yeah. You know what's super funny, though?
Tell.
Whenever I upload, like, I have, like, a personal, like, Instagram. Yeah, I don't really go on it often, but whenever I go on it, this one, like, recommended for you. And it is Sit Down with Sav. And it was the podcast before you and I agreed to do a podcast together.
Yeah.
I just never filmed it. And then I called you up and I was like, filming a podcast on your own is really boring. You want to do it together? But how funny. It's like, I don't know. I don't even know the login, but I made an Instagram. And so I bet people see it and they're like, oh my God, she's leaving Keltie. And I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Clickbait it. Clickbait
it. I'm leaving. Could you imagine?
Say it right now.
What?
Just say that. I'm leaving the podcast for a clip it.
Okay. I'm leaving the podcast, everybody.
What?
Dun, dun, dun.
Bum, bum, bum.
No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't call her daddy ourselves.
No. Definitely not.
Who would be the one?
To leave?
I feel like you've got your shit more together. I feel like you'd stay.
Stay?
You'd be Alex Cooper, sadly. Because I'm sad because I wouldn't be rich.
No, I feel you're better
I feel
with money.
bad for the Sophia girl.
I know.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I do.
Honestly.
I do got businessman Bo over here.
Yeah, so that's what I'm like, you do. It might be Michael. Michael might be the problem.
Wasn't that the name?
Yeah, it was our I can't remember. It was just they called him businessman Bo. But moral of the story was the businessman came in between and started saying numbers. And Michael's good at numbers. So it might be Michael. So you might have to be Sophie for that reason. Megs knows nothing about social media.
I'm like, his wealth is through him playing an intense sport.
If anything, social media is like anti everything he does. So no connection there.
We could like be signed by the coolest podcast and like Megs wouldn't know.
No, I could tell him like, call her daddy unwell, like signed us. He'd be like, huh? Barstool though, he would get Barstool. That's the extent of it. He'd be like, oh, Barstool.
Because it's sports, huh?
Yeah. I feel they're so like hockey focused there that in that world. Like they have some podcast that's massive about hockey.
Oh, really?
Spitting Chicks or something like that? I don't know. It's
Not Chicks in the Office?
Actually, isn't that Barstool?
Yeah, that's Barstool.
Yeah. Oh, but there's the one about hockey. All I know is all the boys talk about it. Something about spitting, something about chicks.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Something like it. Mark my words. One day we'll get an offer from somebody.
Exactly. Just wait. We're playing the long game. We're going Joe Rogan. Because Joe Rogan took the long game. Took his time.
How long was he on it?
He was like, his podcast is signed like 15, 20 years old. Like, it's like crazy.
Oh, God.
He did it when it was a webcam. Like, had a show. I know. And I was like, but $200 million later, it worked out. Play the long game. We're playing the long game.
I didn't realize with Joe Rogan, and I may have talked about this on the podcast. Maybe I didn't. I didn't know he was a Fear Factor guy until I recently watched Fear Factor. And I was like, why? Why did I know that guy? And Michael's like, it's Joe Rogan with hair. And I'm like, oh, what?
Oh my God. That's so funny. Before, like, that was all I heard. I was like, the Fear Factor guy has a podcast? Like, that was my first introduction. Like, the first thing I thought of when I heard about Joe Rogan.
I kind of wish he talked more about Fear Factor. I like that show.
I bet you he does. I feel he does.
But, like, there's 6-hour episodes. I don't know if I can.
That's why I was like, I'm sure he talks about it. Like, I just, maybe not frequently, but who knows? Guy talks a lot.
He does. Did you listen to his newest, his thing on Netflix? His live comedy show?
I'm on Love is Blind UK. I need to make it through because the toast is spoiling it. So I can't listen to the toast right now because they keep spoiling it. And so therefore I'm very hyper fixated on finishing that show.
Okay, that's fair. That is fair. It's really funny though. You should watch it.
I'll add it to the list.
It's like very controversial, but funny AF because that's all he is, right? Like he says whatever he wants. I respect it.
Yeah. America, freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech.
Freedom. It's not bird. America. America. Anyways, do you have any hot takes? Speaking of the king of hot takes.
Yes. My first hot take that's on theme of today's episode is cinnamon is an underrated garnish. Now hear me out. Nobody thinks to add it. It's canela in Spanish, in case you didn't know, because I'm always ordering it. And I just put cinnamon in everything that I eat and drink that's like sweet or like milky. And yeah, I don't know. Do you ever do it? I go through cinnamon like no other.
I feel like it's not a hot take. I feel that's a very universal agreement, but maybe that's my world.
Really?
All I remember is like hearing several years ago that cinnamon was good for you. And so I just put it in everything.
It's like an anti-inflammatory.
Yeah, saying about that. So I was like, excuse, put cinnamon, boop, 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 boop. So I feel like any breakfast thing that's sweet, cinnamon. Apples, pumpkin, oatmeal. So I guess maybe, but in my mind, I'm like, wait, there's people who don't put cinnamon on everything? So maybe I'm the weirdo.
Maybe. No. Yeah, because nobody ever does it. I'm like a little scavenger when I have to stay at someone's house to find their cinnamon.
Oh, see, you know what's a nice little thing they do in a lot of places in Europe? The cappuccino always comes with a little bit of cinnamon on it quite often. That's nice. That's a nice little touch.
They do it in Puerto Rico as well. But their cappuccinos come with whipped cream.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's how to start a day.
Literally, that's what my friends and I do before Pilates. We get a huge cappuccino, whipped cream, and cinnamon. You think we're being healthy. We're not.
That's all you need. Pilates, whipped cream. Name a better combo.
Exactly. Okay, what's your hot take?
My hot take is that fitness classes aren't actually good for you. Hot take, I know, coming from the fitness class girly herself. And it's not that they're bad for you. Okay, I had it as a hot take. But I talked about this in a recent YouTube video, is that most fitness classes are mid. They're medium intensity training. They're not HIIT. They're not high intensity. Because they do high intensity, you need so much recovery. Either you go and like max out for 1 to 4 minutes, and then you need to like do nothing for 5 minutes. Or you like full on sprint as fast as you possibly can for 10 seconds and then walk, recover, sprint and like that's how you get that like VO2 max intensity training. And most aren't that. Like they're 30 minutes of like zone 3 and zone 4 versus like zone 5 and zone 1 and 2, like that difference. And so it's not that they're bad for you, but I think people think they're like perfect and that you have to have a workout that's balls to the walls, berries 5 times a week. You have to be sweating, getting your heart rate up, elevated the entire time. When I think they're fun. And I think like fitness classes should be once or twice a week, a nice little treat to go enjoy yourself. It's a social way. It's a fun way to get in a workout that forces you to be accountable and just get a sweat in. But in terms of like longevity or performance, you're a lot better off to just do a couple sprints, some zone 2 and like resistance training. So yeah, there's just my little hot take. You don't have to do 5 times a week berries to get in shape. And if anything, that might be the opposite of what specifically women need. So there's my hot take.
No, I agree with that. I mean, there's a lot of studies on how not a lot, like, especially as we get older, sometimes that form of exercise, like, could actually increase our cortisol. So it's kind of doing more harm than good if, like, you are solely focusing on that. I also think a problem with fitness classes is it's hard to progress, right? So it's like you're usually staying at the same weight or the same types of movements. I mean, it depends on the class, of course. But I would agree with you.
Not a lot of progressive overload, not max out sprinting. So I think it's just more you can use them, but just be aware of their limitations. And like I said, I think there's pillars of fitness and one is social. And I think it's like a fun way to be social. And that's kind of the main. And it's like, I'm being lazy. I'm not going to run. I'll go run in berries. I think that's where they can be good for.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of good for, we got a fan favorite. It is a new season, and it is the season, dare I say, the most exciting time of the year for anyone in the wellness girly world, and that is fall. And we have our must-haves for Fit Girl Fall, because you've had your brat girl summer. We're all being a little demure and cutesy now, and we're just leaning into our wellness things. So let's go over some of the things we're loving the most and must-haves we think. And I think number one, let's go with a skincare, makeup, or hair must-have that you're rocking this fall.
Okay, I love it. I love how you gave me 3 options. So mine is I don't know if I'm saying this right, Thayer's Witch Hazel Rose Petal Facial Toner. Have you heard of this?
I'm looking at it now. You keep talking. I'm going to look it up because I don't think I've heard of it.
I was looking for a facial toner because TikTok had inspired me. And my stepmother also said she loves her toner for getting extra makeup off. And it's supposed to minimize your pores and just kind of give you a glowy look. But usually there's like alcohol involved with toners. And from what I was researching, and this one doesn't have alcohol. So it's supposed to be not as drying. And I use it every morning and every night, and I'm really enjoying it. I love the smell of it. I just get a cotton ball, and I typically put it on in the morning before my skincare, and then at night I put it on like once I take my makeup off. And it's just feels like water.
I love a toner.
Have you ever done this?
I use a toner every morning and night. I use, it's definitely not cheap, but it lasts forever, that bottle. And it's like $40. Zoe Skin. Oh my God. All I know is like, I didn't see the point of a toner. And then one day I got a free set. I won it in a contest and I used it and my skin got so nice. And then like I ran out and I didn't rebuy it. And I was like, there's just like, my skin isn't looking as good. And like I've heard it like helps with like the pH of your skin and it helps with everything else absorb and all that. And it's not like, I wouldn't recommend it as my number one, especially at that price point, but it's like a 5th must have on my skincare list. And I'm like, definitely, but there's way cheaper alternatives. I just find it works well with the rest of my skincare, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So try out yours. That one you can get on Amazon, right? I was just looking there.
Yeah, I got it at Target, but it's quite popular. I just looked up facial toners on TikTok and that's how I found out.
Perfect. Love it. Love it. Mine is, I'm a red skin girly. I'm very pale, I'm very fair, and I can turn red. And that was my biggest problem with my face skin, was just like redness. And I was like, I just want even tone. I just want one even tone, not just these red spots. And I mastered that with good skincare. But my body, I'm like, I still look at my like knees and arms and everything, and they can get red and patchy. And the one thing that helped my skin on my face was vitamin C, but significantly helped it. Like night and day, vitamin C helps that even tone. And Necessaire, who I've talked about 1,000 times because I love that product, now has a full body vitamin C. And I don't know if it's placebo. I've only been using it for 2 weeks, but I'm like, wait a second. Maybe it's placebo, but I will touch base. But right now it's like, this is a game changer. So I just use that under my moisturizer on my body when I step out of the shower. I wouldn't recommend this for everyone, but like maybe my red tone girls who like suffer with that, just want more even tone body skin. There's an idea.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah,
that sounds cool. I do love Necessaire.
It's so nice. Oh, I love it so much. It's so nice.
So beautiful.
Next up, that only seems fitting for the podcast, must have workout.
Okay, so Stairmaster Challenge. That's my newest obsession. It's my newest cardio love. And I do it for about 20 minutes. And so for those girls that have read A Court of Thorns and Roses and you've made it to book 5, Nesta. This girly pop walks like 12,000 steps down. I honest to God think like the entire book, she like keeps trying to walk down. She wants to go to a pub and drink her life away, but she's like can't make it down these stairs because there's so many stairs that she turns back away. I think I could do it because I love the stairs so much. I could easily train to do this. So if you're just looking for a good sweaty workout, go on Stairmaster level 10. and just go for 20 minutes. Keep me updated.
I like it. Let me know how it goes. Let me know how it goes. My workout must have for Fit Girl Fall is just gym workouts again. A basic, boring gym routine. We've had summer, we've had wild, do whatever. I was like, no, I'm going to be in the gym 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, weightlifting. 3 times a week, every body part. Just basic, simple routine. And you know what I mean? I just am craving a bit of routine after the craziness that is summer. So my must have is just a basic routine, gym routine. Get back into it.
I love it. I just choked on.
Yeah. It's all good. She loves it so much. She's crying. It's that good. My advice is that good.
I'm crying because it sounds so boring.
Right? True. I just realized I thought my next question was I accidentally highlighted the wrong thing and it's one of yours. And I thought my next thing was actor. I was like, oh, I wanted to know what our favorite actor for Fit Girl Fall was. That actor? Was not yeah, it was, I think it was a quarter. The wrong thing was highlighted. Oh. So you know what I mean? And so it just how it spaced out. I was like, why did I ask you who your favorite actor is for Fit Girl Must-Haves?
Honestly, we should add that.
But you know what? Wildcard, who's your favorite
TV
actor?
show?
Ooh, okay. What are you watching right now? Let's just do that. What are you watching right now?
Okay, so I started Emily in Paris, of course, but I've gotten 10 minutes in. But Michael and I started Umbrella Academy, and that's actually pretty good. It's like about this group of kids that were adopted when they were born. It's like their moms like were basically Virgin Mary, where like they weren't having sex. They just like one day popped out a baby and they have like these crazy magical powers. Classic. And I think we're like 4 episodes deep and I still don't understand it. So I think that shows it might be good. It's going to get deep. What are you watching?
I like it. I'm watching Love is Blind UK. And I just need to know what happens to Freddie. I just need to know what happens to Freddie. And that's the extent of it. And they're saving it for last. And I'm like, oh. And I need him to fall in love with my best friend Ash because I think they're just perfect for each other. But probably won't happen.
Cute. You know what I do want to watch? I want to watch if anybody likes aquatic things, marine biology, My Octopus Teacher. I want to watch it on Netflix. Have you heard of it?
You? Oh, yeah, I watched it. I'll warn you. Do you like eating octopus?
So, okay. This is one of my good friends that goes spearfishing with me. She Michael caught an octopus. I don't like octopus, like eating it personally. Okay, I think they're really cool looking though. And she was saying like, you'll never want to eat it because like it's so intelligent and you feel bad. So I definitely understand that. But I just want to learn about it. I think it's pretty neat.
No, it's a very well done series. So good. And like I said, you'll never be able to eat octopus again. If you
and for those that don't know what it is, because we're really bad at giving backstories, it's a man, right, that goes and develops a relationship with an octopus every day.
Yeah.
And like you can see how they can develop friendships and relationships with other beings, which is pretty cool.
Exactly. Yeah. Treats it just kind of like how your pet, but even they're like more intelligent than your dog and that kind of thing. But yeah, just kind of how your dog. Aww. Yeah. So just watch it, but don't want to give too much away.
Okay, fair.
Next up, what I actually meant was your favorite food for Fit Girl Fall.
Okay, honey mustard dressing on everything and anything. I don't know why. I'm a big dressing person. So salmon, salads, dip it in your potatoes. I'm eating honey mustard like left and right with my dressing. And I don't know, it feels very autumny to me. What about you?
Well, my normal one would be, like I say, every year, frying apples up with like maple syrup, throwing them in everything. Classic. But I'm going to say a wild card. I eat so many cucumbers because of that TikToker. I think his name's like Matt or something. Have you seen him? That does eat the cucumber. I've eaten so many cucumbers because of him.
What is it? Is it like the sauce, right?
So no, he just has these plastic. They're like actually what you use in restaurants to store food. And then so he uses it almost as a shaker, and he just has this medallion. So he shaves off little like loony sized, coin sized cucumber slices and just slices them all up and makes some kind of salad out of them. Like the one is this like lox. So he puts like chopped up smoked salmon, cream cheese, capers, all that. And he shakes it up in the salad. And the other one that I'm obsessed with, he makes this like fast kimchi, and I'm going to get it wrong, but he uses like soy sauce, vinegar, this like Korean powder, which I bought off Amazon because of him. It's like $10 for this massive bag. And then like, we put like rice vinegar, I think maybe in it, honey, like sweetener, just shake it out. I'm like, every day he's got a new cucumber. And I'm like, I'm so obsessed with cucumbers now. He's got me craving them like crazy. That. It's so good. You know, so good.
I saw the cucumber salad on Instagram and I was going to make a reel. So I went and I bought the chili oil, soy sauce, something else. But I didn't know it came from a person. You'll have to send this to me.
I'll send it to him. It's shout out Joe reposted him. And then I went down TikTok and now I'm just, everything he posts, I'm like, that sounds so good. Like I love probably, that. I'm like a cucumber a day right now. And I think that's a lot of us. I think a lot of us are eating a cucumber a day, like full size cucumber every day because of this man. The TikTok he's consumed our lives.
Wow. The cucumber industry is booming.
Honestly, like, you know, like sometimes avocado, watch out, cucumbers coming for you.
Truly. Yeah. They're holding steady. They're like, oh no, hold the line.
They're like, not another green. We can only take one green.
Like spinach tried. They failed.
Right. Kale, no longer. Cucumber. It was under our nose all along. The affordable, trusty cucumber loved by babies and dogs. It's a universally loved vegetable when you really think about it.
Do you believe that pickles are cucumbers?
I do, because they are.
But
I thought you were being serious. I was like, wait, what?
But like, they're very different. I fucking hate pickles, but I will eat up a cucumber. I hate them. So then to me, I'm like, don't you dare call them a cucumber.
Wow. I love them both. I'm not going to talk about the amount of cucumbers I consume. It's good. I need electrolytes. I need salt. Great for you.
Did you see though? There was a girl on TikTok that like got an allergic reaction to a pickle.
Don't bring that energy into my life.
She ate like pickles it was a day filled with pickles.
Yeah.
And so she I don't know if she was at some pickle amusement park. I don't know how the hell she was getting all these pickles. But she was eating like pickled popcorn, pickled pickles, pickled jelly. And then near the end of the day, she had to go to the ER because her entire face looked like Will Smith in Hitch when he eats the shellfish. And I read in the comments because she was like, when you develop a pickle allergy. And I'm like, what? No, it was like sodium overload. So you, sense. As my salt lover, beware.
I know. I am. I do get I have gotten my hydration tested and I'm good. My electrolyte balance is good. I have enough.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, it is good.
You could crush the pickle amusement park then.
I could, but it makes sense. When I was bartending, I had one job I did and you had to cut limes every day. And so remember just hours of cutting limes, and I started developing like an allergic reaction, but it wasn't really an allergic reaction. It was just more like how acidic the citrus was. So I was getting these blisters all over my hands, and I was like, and pickles have so much vinegar in it. So like, you know what I mean? There's so many things when you break it down, like the vinegar, the salts, all that. I'm like, yeah, that's probably, just imagine she probably drank like 2 liters of vinegar when you really think about it.
Oh, totally.
That's got to do numbers on your body.
Yeah. Could you not put a glove on and then you'd prevent the lime?
Probably did. I don't know. Probably just didn't give it to us.
I've got questions honestly, for you. That's fascinating.
Yeah, I won't lie. Being a bartender, a lot of things aren't always up to code. They're just like, go do this. They're like, okay.
Yucky.
A lot of shit. Not so much that. I just mean like, you know what I mean? We're going to stop paying you at 2 a.m. no matter how late you stay here and cash out. There's a lot of that kind of stuff.
That's shitty.
In the bar industry. But you walk away with a lot of money on tips you'll probably not declare. So it's a lot of blind eyes to each other in the bar industry. So
yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Teach you to be savvy. We'll put it that way. Next up, just your favorite fit tip for Fit Girl Fall.
Okay, my favorite fit tip was pick up a new workout hobby at least once in the fall. And what I meant by this is like try something new that maybe you've always wanted to try, but you've just like not had time to. Like I just think this would be a fun, I don't know. I think of fall as new beginnings. So I want to go rock climbing with one of my friends. So I asked her, I'm like, hey, will you take me rock climbing? Like I used to go with Michael. So that was something I was like, this fall, I'm going to at least go once. And then maybe it'll spark a new interest, a new hobby. Or maybe I can just say I went rock climbing.
I love that. 10 out of 10 recommend. Copy and paste, but I'll do another one. Is follow a diverse Instagram feed. And this kind of goes off exactly what you're saying, is I think we can all get really guilty of getting really into Pilates, really into running, really into weights. And so we just follow all the weightlifting girlies or all the running girlies, all the Pilates. And that's so you can think of like, that's what everyone's doing. And it's like, why don't you go and exactly like find a bunch of rock climbing girlies and a bunch that are training for Ironman, find that some that do dance. And you know what I mean? Just in terms of fitness, just follow a whole bunch and you never know what will inspire you, but it will also just keep you out of your little echo chamber of like, you know, weightlifters who are like, grow a bigger butt. And you're like, oh, you still need to run. And like, but also you can just care about running and you forget there's a lot more. So I feel just follow a wide variety. And I think that's just a nice reminder of there's many forms of fitness and that might inspire you to go rock climbing like Sav.
Yeah, I like that.
I love it.
Even the growing a bigger butt thing. You know, you said something to me like years ago where you were like, in order for me to grow a big butt, I had to eat like insane protein, lift crazy. It's just like not in my genetics. And I think that's like a cool thing that you brought up, because a lot of times people are like you can have physique goals, absolutely.
Definitely.
But sometimes there's like times that you're fighting with your genetics where it's almost like easier to embrace it. Like I do not, my butt like will not really grow. Thighs, absolutely. Booty pretty much stays the same, okay? Like I could definitely make it a little bit perkier, but I don't care to grow it to a certain extent. And I think there's like some beauty behind being like, I'd rather focus on a different form of training than just like hate my life doing legs every day.
Fully. And just like you said, accepting, and like it's easier said than done when we're given these body types. But like you said, I think it's been a lot freeing for me that like I still have to train glutes because it's like a very important muscle, of course, but like not changing in form of growth in any way and just like leaning into like, you know what, I like my arms and my legs. And you know what I mean? And just being like, instead of sitting like, oh, I wish I had a bigger butt. I'm like, you know what, I will wear a skirt to show off my legs because I'm proud of them. And like leaning into that versus just spending hours and hours and hours of, so you said, physique goals. Just like some girls will never get abs versus a Lucy Davis could not have abs just because of genetics. You know what I mean? And I think when you can lean into it, it's just not worth it at some point. Like just the time and effort for what, 2 extra inches on your butt? When you think about it, why?
Totally.
Now, next up, something that could give you a bigger butt without training, workout clothing. What's your go-to?
So right now I'm pretty obsessed. I've got 2 things. I forgot to write the other. I'm obsessed with the Lululemon dance joggers that came out. I think those are really cute. I think they'll pop off in fall. I feel very composable and they're baggy, which I love. Watch out for sizing though. I was an extra small when I'm usually a medium in anything. So like just know that if you order online. But I love Aloe Yoga dupes on Amazon because hot take, but I go into Aloe Yoga, I try some of it on and I don't like the material. So I tried on this dress and I was obsessed with it. It looks just like this crop top I buy on Amazon. It's like outlines your boobs. You know what I'm talking about? They look fire.
Almost bought a navy blue and white. It's just sitting at the Robson Street Aloe and I'm like, oh, do I buy it? So I know the one.
Cute. I know the one. But I don't like their fabric. So I found one that was all spandex because when I live in humidity, I need spandex fabric. Otherwise this thing will get wrecked because I'm constantly washing it. Yeah. And so the dress fit me really weird and the fabric was so funky. And I just thought, let me go on Amazon. I don't know, like if you think it's bad that I buy the dupes and not Aloe, but I'm like, I don't think they're really missing my money. So I went to Amazon and I found it and it had the fabric I actually wanted. That was like the 100% spandex that I can wash and sweat in and it doesn't matter. And it's my favorite thing ever. I put it in my highlights link, like linked highlights or whatever on my Instagram if anybody wants to go find it. But it is like I'm buying every single dress in the colors they offer because it's so comfortable and it sits just like the crop tops I like.
I love it. I'm going to go check it out. I'm going to take a peek because
What do you think on the dupe though?
I have many of different opinions on dupe, and it's really contextual because like my rationale is like you said, if you can't afford a Chanel bag and like most of us can't, like, you know what I mean? I have nothing like that you should feel guilty. Like you like that design, get that design kind of idea. But at the same time, I think it depends because some dupes are super, super unethical. Like they are made in China and they use ink that's like poisonous to the workers and like at least like with these bigger companies you can trace where it's come from. These dupes you can't trace. Super illegal practices because it's illegal. So like there's a lot of dupe culture like that. And I also am against dupe culture of like creative integrity for a lot of designers. Like they spend so much time just have signed dupes. So like that's where I'm like anti, and I'm like, you're better just go secondhand of something you want. But at the same time, there's also times where like paying more isn't good quality. And like I will say some aloe pieces are unbelievable. The airlift leggings are worth every dime, but some aren't. Like I find some aloe things, I've been surprised how long they don't last. For how much you're paying in comparison to like a Lulu that like you pay as much, and I find it lasts a lot more. So I found like, and that's an example. I'm like, if they're not giving you the high quality and you're supposed to pay 200, go to Amazon, check it, and it's the right material and it's a quality material. And that's an example of like, don't overpay for the logo, pay for like the proper material. And that's where it comes down to like a little research. So it's not black and white, in my opinion, dupe culture.
Yeah, you worded that very well.
I hope so. I'm saying I'm very fast fashion and dupe. I'm very try to represent well because I was like, I'm not against it, but it's not as black and white as people think. As like it's good or bad.
Because I've bought from aloe, but I don't. It does not last. Like I have a sports bra. It's wrecked. It's like it's just, that was my beef. I've tried the tank tops, and for some weird reason, this Amazon brand works better. So I was like Lulu, I will pay the expensive like price because it's really good quality.
Yeah.
Where this, I was like, if I hate this dress like already and it's 200, let me just see like what it feels like on Amazon and like just do a little hunting. But you've got valid points on all of them.
I got to find, because there's one specific material of aloe that I don't like and I need to find it. And I'll say it when I remember it. Cause I'm like, that's not worth it. But like you said, things like the airlift, oh my God, they're unbelievable. So it's hit or miss there, hit or miss.
Yeah.
My must have is, now I don't necessarily want to always recommend a running shoe because depending if you need more absorption, you need more bounce, you have a wide, narrow foot, depends. So I always recommend you have to go get assessed. But in my running shoe journey of trying them all and testing, I do have a favorite. So I'm going to mention it. The Asics Nova Blast 4. Oh my God. They look cool. They're light. They're durable. They have a wide toe bed. I have a bit more of a narrow foot. So if you have a narrow foot, you want a bit more of a bouncy shoe, not too cushion, but a little cushion. And you want it for running like 5 to 10 kilometers. Unbelievable. 10 out of 10 recommend. They're so nice. So nice. But those, like, some people need more absorb. Some people need a bit more of a bounce. They need a wider foot. They're running halves. They're sprinting. So it's not necessarily, but if you're very much like me, they're so nice. They're so nice.
Okay, I'll have to check them out. That sounds awesome.
Please do. Please do. Next up, wellness item. What is your go-to wellness item?
Right now I'm on the electrolyte game.
Love.
I'm loving any form of electrolytes. Some of my friends have been bringing the Element to our Pilates whipped cream lifestyle. Yeah. And I'm just, it's hot where I'm at. I'm in the sauna a lot. I'm running around. I'm sweating. So it's just nice to replenish.
If you want a 8 sample pack, go to drinklmnt.com/Keltie and get 8 sample packs. Just kidding.
There you go.
There we go. But
there you go.
Actually, I love it. I've shamelessly have bought that product because they haven't, like, because they send it to you when you do a sponsorship, and like it doesn't come in time because they don't, like, the shipping takes longer. So I've just bought it myself because I'm like, I can't be without it. I just love it.
Totally.
So much. But something else I love so much, another supplement, and this isn't fancy, but it's a reminder because I got my blood work done lately and it was a little lower than we wanted, but my omega-3s, which I fall off of. I'm not great. Sometimes I'm eating fish and taking my fish oil, and sometimes I'm not. and I'm currently not. So I just thought I'd mention the highest quality one you can easily get on Amazon, which is Nordic Natural. I found that to be like the easy accessible. There's also Momentous and some other companies which I love, but like in terms of I need a high quality, doesn't smell like fish oil, seems to be Nordic Natural, seems to be like the most recommended, easily accessible one. So I thought I'd recommend it to you guys.
Love that. Are you burping up the fish oil?
No, because it's a good quality one. So usually
nice.
You don't want that. Like if you find you're burping up, it smells rancid, it probably is. And it's probably not a good quality or it's not in a good capsule or cap. So they're easy.
Yeah. Okay,
I do use,
cool.
Yeah. I use other ones, but that was just what I'd recommend. There's many I use.
Okay.
I do apologize. You'll still see Sav. Oh, I think you'll still see me, but my camera just slightly overheated. So I just went lower
what
down.
Just happened.
I just popped down. If you're watching on YouTube, I just went really mini. I'm nice and tiny in the corner.
Head. Oh my god! Compared to my head, it looks tiny.
So,
Pinhead Larry.
Anyways,
Dirty Dan.
We got 2 little questions to finish it off. Actually, we got 3 because they're kind of rapid fire. First, carry on or check in? What you pick?
Okay. Carry on.
Nice.
Just because I hate waiting for a checked bag. Absolutely. What do you think?
I'm kind of indifferent. More, I try and do carry, but I'm also not like, it has to be carry on. I feel I hate that. Like those people who are like, oh, I only do carry on. I'm like, okay, good for you, Becky. Like sometimes I'm going for a long time and my shoes don't fit in a carry on. So I checked it and I'm risking they could get lost. So
totally.
I obviously rather carry on, but sometimes you just got to check a bag and it doesn't mean you're a bad traveler. Don't feel bad.
You know what's the worst though? Is when they're like, oh, the plane's full. We're going to have to check your carry-on. I'm like, no.
It's the worst. That's a bane in my existence. I'm like, what was the point? I could have brought so much more.
I have like lied in the past, being like just walking on with it and gotten scolded. But I'm like, I don't want to check it. Please.
There's all been there. We've all cried at least once in an airport, and it was probably for that very, very reason.
Absolutely.
Next, best running bra.
Oh, I really like Lululemon has, I don't know the name. I bought it with you and I wear it all the time. It's like this high neck, like tank top that's a built-in bra, and it's my favorite bra to run in. I don't know if it's like a line or what.
I think it might be the line
not
tank
helping. Top. Anything high neck, I'm like really happy about. That's like extreme support. Yeah. I don't like anything low cut when I run. So I'm not a lot of help right now. But I wear pretty much anything high neck, sports bra wise.
I like that. I don't need support, so I'm going to talk about for my no support girlies, but I just wear the Power Y, what's it? They have the Flow Y bra, which is Nulu, which is not supportive enough. If I need something a little bit more support, I wear the Energy. And from Lululemon, that is. And those are my go-to. Actually, something I recently started wearing a lot of, and everyone's going to be like, do not recommend this, but this is for my little titty girls. And sometimes we don't get talked about. The Bend This Scoop and Square bra. It's like the lightest sports bra. I could wear it to bed. It is so comfortable. But I was talking to my sister-in-law, Kennedy, and we both have the same problem that like, if you don't have any boobs, you have this band and it digs into your rib cage. And like to like support, and like, which is good for girls with bigger boobs, but it digs in and there's no support needed like above. Like it's just a band. It's not actually supporting anything because my boobs are like 3 inches higher than this band. So it's just like this band that digs into you. And there's been more research lately about like that could be cutting off breathing for women. And so something that's I'm really fascinated about. I think that's going to be the next thing about sports bra technology for women is it's just allowing our rib cages to expand when we breathe. So that sports bra has like no band underneath. So this is a very limited population this is for, but I just thought I would mention it that like, yeah, you don't have that dig in. And when I wear it, I can actually wear it for a whole run and breathe and not just have this random band cutting off circulation. So there's that.
You make it sound like it's a Bridgerton corset.
I know they do though. Cause like you have to like to get the right size, like at the band. Yeah. It's brutal. And I thought it was just me. And I thought it was just me having this pain. I'm like, Keltie. And then one day I was cutting off the band and my stepsister saw, our sister-in-law saw it. She's like, what's that? I was like, she's like, I have that problem. And in that moment, I realized it was not just a me problem. It's a little titty problem.
So maybe you should create your own company on this.
I think about it, but also I'm not a boss babe. I would love to make a sports bra with a company and we put my name on it. I'll do that. But like to start a company and try and compete with Lulu, nope.
Yeah, that's fair. What do you think of the new sneaks? We'll never discuss that.
Oh, yes. I want to buy them to test them because it's the dumbest thing. It is the dumbest thing.
They're so expensive.
They're like, it's such a need in the market. There's such a need for comfortable heels that girls can walk in, but she made them look like sneakers. And that defeats the point because if I could go somewhere that needs sneakers, I'll wear sneakers. Like make them look like heels. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's a marketing scam. I honestly think it was a marketing tactic that they knew everyone would be outraged, and then they'll release the next ones that actually look like heels. What are your thoughts?
Smart. I could see that. People were making jokes of being like, well, she didn't need any other investors, so like she just didn't get the memo. But I'm like, there's no way. Not a single girl was like, girl, this is ugly. Like,
I know.
Why? And like some people obviously can pull it off, but like if I'm going to spend that much money on a brand, I'm getting a fucking nice brand. I'm getting Jimmy Choo. I'm getting I'm getting something that I'm like, oh damn, she's got that. Which honestly, I don't know the prices. I've never had nice shoes, but I would not You're talking to the girl that buys at BP, at Nordstrom or Nordstrom Rack, all of her shoes. I actually went to Target and I bought 7 pairs of heels that were on sale because summer's going out, but not for me, bitches. And I love them.
Oh, that's so nice.
And they were all $7. It was awesome.
That's the trick. That's when I go to Holtz. And that's how if I've ever seen me in a pair of nice designer shoes, it's because I bought them when they were 3 months out of style and saved them for next season. And that's my tip. Last one. Do you think Lululemon is the next tween drunk elephant trend? All I see is teeny boppers in it now. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'd be really sad because I like Lululemon. And I feel like Lululemon does a good job of it's not in your face with their marketing or their logos. And it's comfortable for all ages. You know, where I remember my mom complaining about previous companies I've worked with not being them being quite ageist and it not being cool for if she wore them. So she likes that Lululemon is for everybody. She just bought the tennis dress that I wear. But I don't know. I don't care. Teeny boppers can wear it and I'll wear it with them. What do you think?
I wanted to hear, because I think this is a Canada versus US thing, is that US hasn't seen Lululemon be that popular for that long. It's just really come in your ethos in maybe the last 6 years. So everyone who's worn it is in their 20s, 30s, and it kind of grew up with them. I've been wearing Lulu since I was a teeny bopper. That was the biggest thing when you turned 12, being you got your first pair. And this is when we wore flared leggings. That's how long ago it was. It was flared leggings before they became out of style and then back in. My first pair, I was 12, and I saved up for months to get this red and white striped Lululemon. They had this band. It was a whole thing. My Canadians know this band around the flared leggings and Lulus, and it was everything. And my mom wore it, and my mom and her girlies wore it. And so it was always just this thing that it was for all ages, and it was the little girls. And now they actually make it in size that a bit younger girls could wear. At the time, they were a little too big for me, definitely. But I don't think it's going to become a teeny bopper thing. I think it's just Americans for the first time are seeing Lulu and see that little girls see the older influencers wearing it and wanting to be like them, but it's always been that way. So it's definitely still going to cater towards 20 plus, but the younger girls I think are going to be oh, Lululemon. But I was a teeny bopper wearing it, and I'm now 30-year-old still wearing it. So it aged with me.
Just like Zac Efron does, Miley Cyrus does.
Exactly. Some things come with us. We don't leave them behind.
Never. All right. Well, that wraps up this episode. Shoot us a comment if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.